It's Monday, December 11. In the headlines, 113 cybercrime cases are before the court. In business news, clients affected by Stocks and Securities Limited fraud urged to contact FID. Regionally, CARICOM representatives returned to Haiti. And in sports, Mona High School wins the Manning Cup for the first time. And West Indies beat England in an ODI for the first time in over a decade. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The parish courts have so far cleared 181 cybercrime cases out of 294. Senator Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon shared some of the details on Friday while leading the discussion on the report from the Joint Select Committee on the Cybercrimes Act 2015. Senator Morris-Dixon, who is also the minister responsible for digital transformation, says the act is not just there to penalize perpetrators. It is also about preventing and creating a safer digital environment. She shared 2 instances of the act at work.
In one instance, a former cashier at the Firearms Licensing Authority was convicted on May 29 in the St. James Parish Court after being charged in September 2013. The cashier pleaded guilty to being accused of using a skimming device to capture data from debit cards presented to her by persons paying for firearm licenses. There's another notable instance of the act aiding justice. A female, despite vocally and repeatedly not consenting to being photographed and filmed in the nude, had her likeness secretly captured by her partner. After the relationship ended, her partner sent through WhatsApp a few of the videos that had been created. We're very happy about this one. Fortunately, she reported this grave violation, and her ex-boyfriend was charged, tried, and found guilty under this act. He was sentenced to 2 terms of 12 months imprisonment at hard labor, and he was also ordered to pay a fine of $1 million or serve 4 months imprisonment in default of payment.
The act also addresses unauthorized access to computer programs or data.
The act criminalizes unauthorized access, sending a clear message that such invasions of privacy will not be tolerated. Furthermore, the Act takes a comprehensive approach by addressing unauthorized modifications of computer data and programs. This is crucial in preventing malicious activities like the spread of viruses or the alteration of critical data, which can have far-reaching consequences.
Section 25 of the Cybercrimes Act provides for periodical review. Senator Morris-Dixon explains why, describing cybercrime as an evolving menace.
Cybercrime can lead to identity theft, financial fraud, and invasion of privacy. Personal data, once considered private, can be compromised, leaving individuals vulnerable to extortion or reputational damage. For businesses, the threat is even more severe. Cybercrime can result in the loss of sensitive data, intellectual property theft, and significant financial losses.
She says governments are the most likely targets.
Cyber attacks can target critical national infrastructure, disrupt government services, and even undermine national security. The potential for such attacks to destabilize societal structures and create chaos cannot be underestimated.
Technical and Vocational Education and Training Institute, City and Guilds is expanding their engineering program into high schools. The move is said to be a step in preparing students to thrive in the increasingly complex global community. Danita Rodney tells us more.
International Training Institute, City and Guilds says their engineering program will be expanded into secondary schools to give students an early introduction to the field. The program, which is a collaboration involving the Ministry of Education and Youth and the Overseas Examinations Commission, aims to provide an opportunity for students to acquire the requisite academic skills for entry into higher education programs in the engineering field. Addressing a discussion, Education Minister Favour Williams said the initiative is in keeping with the ministry's focus on incorporating more science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics disciplines in the school curriculum, and it is also intended to ensure more equitable and inclusive educational offerings in institutions across the country. City and Guilds is a global leader in vocational education and apprenticeship, offering qualification examinations in various technical areas. The institution is recognized across the region for excellence in technical and vocational education and training. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I'm Danita Rodney.
Jamaica recognizes the annual 16 Days of Activism against gender-based violence between November 25 and December 10. The country has made strides to protect the most vulnerable through its laws and agencies. In this instance, we highlight the work being done by the Bureau of Gender Affairs, which is an agency of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Gender-based violence, specifically violence against women, is a serious problem in Jamaica. It violates the fundamental human rights of persons, especially women, and often results in serious injury or death. As such, the government of Jamaica, through the Bureau of Gender Affairs, has implemented several measures, including policies, plans, and projects to combat violence against women in Jamaica, while other existing systems have been strengthened to treat violence against women and other forms of gender-based violence. These include the first National Strategic Plan to eliminate gender-based violence in Jamaica was launched on November 25, 2017. It aims to eliminate gender-based violence in Jamaica. The plan focuses on 5 strategic priority areas, including prevention, protection, investigation, prosecution, and enforcement of court orders, protocols for coordination of NSAP, and data management system. A memorandum of understanding was signed between the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport and the UN Women Multi-Country Office of the Caribbean in October 2018 to assist with the development of a public education campaign titled No Excuse for Abuse, #NEFA, which will take the anti-violence message to communities across the country. Jamaica has introduced the No Excuse for Abuse #NEFA public education campaign, the first education campaign to implement the National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence in Jamaica. Time now for the business report.
Good day and welcome to the Business Report. I'm Denise Williams. Today we bring you a snapshot of key stories impacting the business landscape. Let's dive in. Last week, news broke that over 200 suspected fraud victims are encouraged to call into the authorities to get support on their stocks and securities account. What began as an investigation into missing funds from the Stocks and Securities Investment House account of international track star Usain Bolt has ballooned to over $30 million, impacting more than 200 account holders. The Financial Investigation Division, FID, is managing the probe. Clients affected are urged to contact FID at info@fid.gov.jm or call 876-928-514128. On December 8, 2023, the Bank of Jamaica reported that US $19 million was bought from Forex traders, while US $17 million was sold to Forex traders. These Forex traders moved the market by cents as the Christmas demand made trading very robust. Buying directly from the Bank of Jamaica, foreign currency traders sold the US dollar for J156.42 and bought US dollars for J154.63. The difference between the buy and sell rate was $1.79, which represents a profit for Forex traders. The Bank of Jamaica also orchestrated transactions with the Canadian dollar, yielding a profit for traders of $1.73. The Canadian dollar was sold at $117.10 and bought for $115.37, culminating in a $1.73 profit spread for Forex traders. Similarly, traders focusing on the British pound pocketed a profit of $5.52, selling it for $195.30 and buying it for $189.78. Turning to the stock market, traders on that platform made as much as 20% gains for the week of December 4 to December 8th. The 7 winning stocks for the week was led by the productive sector, starting with box company AMG that rose by nearly 21% to close at $2.65. Next was ice cream company Creamy, which went up by 19%. Information technology company Productive Business Solutions PBS preference shares jumped by 16% to close the week at $116. Movie theater company Palace Amusement gained 12% during the week, followed by beauty and entertainment company Pulse that jumped by 10%, and Key Insurance rounded out the top 7 winners to also poise a positive 10% gain for the week. Over on the Trinidad Stock Exchange for the period of Monday, December 4 to Friday, December 8, 2023, Jamaican financial conglomerate NCB Financial Group Limited was the volume leader with 380,000 shares changing hands for a value of TT $1.1 million, followed by Massey Holdings Limited with a volume of 300,000 shares being traded for TT $1.4 million. There is an investment theory that says you follow the moves of company executives to build your own stock portfolio. That said, for the week of December 4 to December 8, 2023, several executives sold shares in their companies. Jamaica Teas has advised that a connected party purchased over 246,000 shares during the period of December 6 to 7, 2023. Additionally, Sagicor Group Jamaica advised that an officer sold 379,000 shares on December 6, 2023. Also in corporate news, Jamaica Producers Limited has declared an interim capital distribution of J30 cents per share unit payable on January 19, 2024 to all shareholders on record as at December 29, 2023. The ex-dividend date, which means the date you must own the shares by, is December 28, 2023. This weekend, a new real estate development on the Golden Triangle sold out, showing where the market is headed. Sales of 2-bedroom apartments for 42 million Jamaican dollars, which rent for US $2,500 monthly in new developments in the corporate area signal direction for investors. Following other North American real estate trends, Jamaican realtors state that 2024 will see the following activities. 1. The cost of borrowing impacts the cost of real estate. So if interest rates go down, the cost of real estate is expected to go up because it's cheaper to borrow. 2. Job growth and income growth will impact future prices of real estate. 3. Inflation and the price of goods and services will impact the available cash of investors. 4. The currency rate of exchange will make real estate more attractive to investors who have a stronger currency. Now, onto our credit report tip of the day. Your credit report is your financial fingerprint. Regularly review it for errors, fraud, or inaccuracies. Monitoring helps maintain a healthy credit score and ensure that you are mortgage ready. Now, small medium enterprises or SMEs are the lifeblood of any economy. We take time to highlight those among us who have taken the plunge into the world of business. Time now for the Young Bosses feature with Danita Rodney.
Hi, I'm Danita Rodney, and welcome to another episode of Young Bosses. This week we feature Rashawn Johnson, a fruits vendor in the Halfway Tree area who gives service with a smile.
This is Rashawn, local street vendor speaking to you. Here we have my fruits where I sell mixed fruits, okay? Remember to always start the day healthy. Just a small street vendor, not too much, I try to get it on a bigger scale till I feel as if it could have probably go to, business place, gym workers, school, because I sell a different type of packaging of fruits, because as you can see, the fruits are slices. I remember the doctor said we're supposed to eat 5 fruits a day, 5 slices of fruits a day, so well, this is actually 6 sometimes, 7. Get what I mean? So at the end of the day, I just trying to do the right thing for mankind and humankind. You get what I mean? And I think this style of street fruits, I think it's more for not just local, it's also international, as you can see. You understood? No joke. My business is very, very, very different, but the main business about it is that the fruits, my fruits, is actually in a different package from everyone else. I am the first one who make a package like this, as you can see. Fruits package is very different. Everyone knows that the clamshell is very, you understand what I mean? The clamshell is very typical. A lot of people know the clamshell already. Understood? But the fruit package, have you ever seen a fruits like this, package like this? And it's very affordable, only $250 I sell them for. You get me? No problem. Well, so far I would say that because I actually I start from something smaller till it's actually getting more, A lot of people more likely come now, 250 mg. A lot of people come now, so it actually get a little bigger, but it does get bigger because you understand, numbers do count. Well, honestly, a lot of people give me a good compliment about me in general, or I speak to them like I always be a manageable person, and they always say the fruits are sweet. Even though we don't make fruits can be fresh at times, they still give me back their feedback, and it's okay. It's okay. I get a lot of good feedback, honestly. Well, independent is a thing, Independent is a thing. It's when you're independent and you have your own work, your own style of job, I think that it's more comfortable because everybody wants to be a boss, but there's a lot of things in the work fields and it's come with a lot of things, but I think independent speaks for itself. Well, hardest part about being a boss is no work is easy. No work at all is easy. Every work we do, the bread. No work is easy. That's definitely the hardest part of being a boss. Be pleasant, have manners, good attire, and sell good stuffs. Never be afraid to start do nothing at all. Good morning, have a lovely day. Never be afraid to do anything. Anything you feel, you dream, anything you feel, or could anything just start. You might never know where it might turn to. Honestly, you might never know. All you have to do is just start. So never be afraid. That's what I say. Well, I'm located right in Halfway Tree, right at the back of Halfway Tree, where, as you can see, this is Transport Center. I'm located right in the back of Halfway Tree, right at Transport Center, okay? I remember the number 4933995. Contact me for any type of delivery or support, all right? Remember to always start your morning healthy, okay? 5 slices of fruit keep the doctors away, all right?
Danita. And that concludes today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams. Thank you for joining us. Stay informed, stay ahead. Until next time.
In regional news, CARICOM's Eminent Persons Group has returned to Haiti. TTT Live has the details.
The group includes former Prime Ministers Bruce Golding, Perry Christie, and Chairman Dr. Kenny Anthony. It is accompanied by the Secretary General's Speciation Advisor on Haiti, Ambassador Colin Grandison, CARICOM's Assistant Secretary General for Foreign and Community Relations, Elizabeth Solomon, and Project Officer Nikeva Eve Benjamin. The purpose of their return is to facilitate negotiations on a framework agreement to provide a transitional governance arrangement, which they hope will take Haiti to free and fair elections. To date, the group has already engaged in more than 5 months of consultations with a wide cross-section of Haitian stakeholders. On Friday, they began negotiations on the details of the framework agreement, which emerged from those consultations.
Unlike the rest of the world, Barbados has been making significant strides in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. UN's resident coordinator, Barbados, and the Eastern Caribbean shared the assessments at the UN Day celebrations.
We are really at a critical time where we are very severely lagging behind worldwide. We're not on track to achieve most of those, or many of those 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And that's why we have to make an extra effort to accelerate, to make sure that we can deliver for the people the promise that was made in 2015. What I have to say is that Barbados has done tremendous progress and is also demonstrating tremendous leadership to, go an extra mile. To deliver, especially on areas like doing more progress on quality education, doing more progress on universal and quality health for all, doing more progress for fighting gender-based violence.
The review indicated that Barbados is well on the way of achieving many of its targets outlined in the 2030 agenda. The report highlighted that Barbados is way on its way to achieving the SDG goals highlighted in the 2030 agenda. As we celebrate this UN Day in the city, we hope to build on these partnerships we have developed so far on the work and cultivated the new ones. We look forward for many more years of continued partnership, and we look forward to the 2030 with great anticipation and creating a sustainable future for all generations to come.
Antigua and Barbuda is praising the significant contributions to national development by the Republic of Cuba as the region celebrated CARICOM Cuba Day on Friday. The annual commemoration highlights the benefits of more than 50 years of functional cooperation between the bloc and Cuba. Ursel Charles Jr. reports.
December 8 marks the 51st anniversary of official cooperation between CARICOM and the Republic of Cuba. The fruits of political and economic ties over the last 5 decades are being heralded by Ambassador Anthony Liverpool, Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
The relationship between CARICOM and Cuba has been a very productive relationship, both at the education level through medical support, but also at the multilateral level, that CARICOM countries over the years have stood firm, have promoted their support for the removal of the U.S. blockade on Cuba, which brings hardship to the people of that society. And more importantly, we have very productive bilateral relations.
Ambassador Liverpool outlines the areas of cooperation between Antigua, Barbuda and Cuba.
Within the halls of the United Nations, we continue to echo our dissatisfaction with the horrible imposition of sanctions against Cuba by the United States. And culturally, we have an exchange between peoples of Cuba and the people of Antigua and Barbuda. We have a number of students who benefits annually from scholarships to be able to go to Cuba and study. As a result of their time and living in Cuba, they develop relationships. And there is that constant exchange of persons. We have members from the Cuban Brigade who come to Antigua providing very worthwhile service to the nation in health, in education, in energy, in electricity, in technical support at public works.
In sports, we begin with football. The Craig Butler-led Mona High fought their way to their first ever Manning Cup title. Last Friday evening at the National Stadium, Damarian Harris's goal gave Mona a 1-0 win over second-time finalists Heidel. The following day, Clarendon College asserted their dominance to retain the Inter-Secondary Schools Sports Association's Da Costa Cup with a 6-2 victory over parish rivals Glenmuir High at the same venue. Now on to the pitch with cricket. For the first time in over a decade, the West Indies white ball team defeated England in a one-day international series. TTT Live gives us the story.
The teams came into the final match at the Kensington Oval in Barbados with the three-match series locked at 1-1 from the two games played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua. Both teams had something to prove in this series. The West Indies to show the world that missing out on this year's 50-over World Cup was just a fluke, and England that they can win this series and prove their dismal defence of their title will soon be put to rest. Rain threatened to end the series but held up just enough for England to get to 206 for 9 from their allotted 40 overs. Ben Duckett top scored with 71 with Liam Livingston their next best, while debutant Matthew Ford led the Windies bowling attack with 3 wickets for 29 runs and Alzari Joseph taking 3 for 61 to limit their opponents to a gettable target. The West Indies will set a target of 188 from 34 overs, and Alec Anthony's 45 to go with a top score of 50 from Casey Carty and 41 from Romario Shepherd were enough for the home team to earn a welcomed series victory over their English rivals.
The Cricket West Indies senior selection panel has named the 15-man squad to play against England in the first 3 matches of the 5-match T20 international series from December 12 to December 21. Matthew Ford is selected for the T20 international squad for the first time, having impressed with the new ball throughout the past 2 CPL seasons, and this follows his recent selection for the West Indies ODI squad. Sherfain Rutherford is also selected and returns to the squad after last representing the side in January of 2020. The T20I squad also sees the return of all-rounder Andre Russell, who last played for the men in the maroon at the 2021 ICC Men's T20 World Cup in the UAE. Shai Hope becomes the vice-captain of the T20I team to add to his role as captain of the West Indies ODI team. Pete Russell, CEO of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League and Massey Women's Caribbean Premier League, said the new logos represent the vibrancy and color of the Caribbean, as does the CPL. Russell says combining carnival and cricket has been a huge part in the success of the CPL over the years, and this new branding further cements this for the CPL going forward. Here's a video of the unveiling of the new logos on Thursday evening in Trinidad.
I just think it's fantastic to be here witnessing CPL. Magnificent.
This is absolutely stunning.
Superb. Ah, unbelievable. Oh, magnificent. Crowd going crazy here.
Goodness me. Astounding.
That's as good as you'll ever see.
Let's rock and roll, gentlemen. Biggest party in sport is coming alive. It's how we play.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. Thanks so much for watching.